Welcome everyone. Today we are exploring the new GIS export interface in BricsCAD V26.2. You can streamline your workflow and ensure more consistent and accurate data selection when exporting. We'll go through this step by step with a practical approach. You'll also have access to the same dataset so you can follow along and test it yourself. A download link should appear on your screen, or if you are watching on YouTube, you can find the files in the description. GIS data often comes from different sources and it usually includes more information that we actually need. So before exporting, it's a good idea to review and clean it up. This helps keep things clear, reduce file size, and keeps your workflow consistent. The new GIS export tool in BricsCAD is designed to support this process, giving you full control over object selection and allowing you to define exactly which data and attributes are included in your export. In this session, we'll start by importing GIS layer into BricsCAD. Then we'll review and understand the attribute data. From there, we'll look at how to export GIS data with full control. And finally, we'll validate the result in QGIS. Let's start by launching BricsCAD and selecting the Civil Survey workspace from the setup screen. From here, you can either create a new drawing or start from one of your templates. Once the drawing is open, go to the Civil Explorer and under the GIS tab, select GIS layers. This will open a dialog where you can either select a single file or choose the entire folder. In this case, I'll browse the folder and select the dataset I want to work with. Here we can see all the available GIS layers contained in the selected dataset. And at this stage, it's really important to review the source coordinate system to ensure the data is correctly referenced. You can also control how the data will be imported. For example, in this case, I'll choose to import polygons as polylines instead of the default multi-polygons. But this can be adjusted depending on your workflow. Once everything is set, simply click import. Once the import is complete, it takes like few seconds. The GIS section in the Civil Explorer is automatically populated with the layers. We can now zoom to extend and visualize the data in the model space. So at this stage, the data looks like a collection of random lines, not very helpful on its own. So let's add some context by bringing in an orthophoto of the same area. If you remember, at the beginning of this video, I pointed out where the download of the dataset is. You'll find the image in the same folder. And you'll notice that this image already contains georeferencing information, so it will be placed automatically in the correct location. Now let's go back to our GIS data and select one of the layers. By double-clicking on it, we can open the GIS attribute table. And as you can see, there are quite a lot of fields. That's because the original dataset was created with all this information in mind. But realistically, you may not need all of it. You can also access these attributes directly from the model space by selecting an entity and reviewing its properties under the GIS tab. Now, if you move to the Civil toolbar under Import and Export, we can find the GIS export command. This opens the Export to GIS dialog, and from here you can choose to export format, for example, shapefile, GML, or KML. You can also review the source coordinate system and, if needed, define a destination coordinate system for the export. Under Entities, you can select the GIS layers either by using the selection dialog or directly from the model space. In this case, I'll select the line work and the sewer system layer. And now, as you can see, all the associated fields name are listed here. Now let's define the output file name. In this case, I'll call it sewer system. We can refine the export by filtering the attributes. Instead of exporting everything, we can remove the fields we don't need and keep only the relevant informations. For this example, I'll reduce it down to just 4 attributes. Once everything is set, click Export and let's move to QGIS to review the results. Here, it's just a matter of dragging in the shapefile and opening the attribute table. As you can see, we are now down to just 4 attributes, exactly what we selected. Simply, clean, and efficient. Now you can carry on with the other GIS layers if needed. I hope you find this tutorial useful. Feel free to explore the other tutorials available on our channel to learn more.